So, something that has become absolutely undeniable to me as I have deepened into my practice of animal communication and of being an interspecies channel is, the more I can surrender my conscious mind and my idea of what I think is possible. And when I really open my heart and my mind to what the animals and all of the different kingdoms here that are working energetically here on Gaia, on Mother Earth, when I really open myself to that, what the animals are really showing me is the tremendous amount of consciousness that they possess. And for me, that's really stepping into and asking me to reframe my ideology of animals and to really see them not only as conscious and sentient beings, but as deeply wise and I would say spiritual masters that are here walking the earth. One of the things that became so apparent when I started onto this channeled path was that animals have this incredible ability to stay connected to their high spiritual self. So they often talk about us as humans, when we incarnate into a human, like into a physical body, that there are many layers or filters that get put on our consciousness as we become closer and closer to being embodied and to really stepping into physical form here on the planet. And one of the great journeys and one of the great gifts and joys, even though it may not feel like it as we're walking this earth in a human body, but one of the gifts and the joys is this rediscovery of who we are as a spiritual being. So, one of the things that I think make animals so unique and really qualify them as in the spiritual master sense is animals have shown me time and time again that they are not born with the same filters that humans have. So they're born with this deep connection and understanding of coming into physical form. They retain a deep connection to every lifetime that they've had before and the different physical bodies that they've had. It's very common for animals to show me that they've been different species. Sometimes they've been people, sometimes they've been plants, sometimes, four-legged earthbound beings will, absolutely incarnate as birds or aquatic beings just to gain a deeper understanding of what it means to participate here in the consciousness of Earth. And I find that animals often like to try out different bodies, having different experiences, different ways of engaging with Earth, different ways of engaging with other species of animals, but also different ways of engaging with humanity. And animals often talk about, being in different bodies. So, whether they choose to incarnate, and I always say yes, it's choose is very intentional. Often animals have, and I would say this is the same for us as well, there's quite a bit of conscious choice in the bodies that they pick and the type of experience that they wish to have. So often animals will have different experiences or they will choose to have different experiences. Sometimes, their entrance point into physical beings, here on the planet will be through a wild body. So they may choose to incarnate as a wild animal just to sort of get the lay of the land, to understand what it's like to be here on planet Earth, how to use, all the different energy bodies that we all have and how they can engage with Earth. And it's also a way for them to kind of scope out humanity and to gain experience of, you know, where is humanity in this moment in time? What are the safe ways to engage? And how can they best bring their energy to be anchored here into the earth, but also to tap into this collective grid, this collective consciousness that exists here on Mother Earth? So I would say that animals, I think, are some of the most extraordinary beings on the planet in that they retain this deep ability. I mean, imagine what it would be like to have a conscious connection to every lifetime that you've ever had. I don't know that humans are ready for that right now. There's so much other external stress and just ways of being that I think are innately unnatural for us that we're filtering through right now. So I don't know what would happen, if we had this conscious awareness, if we could in a very easy, conscious way, dip into every lifetime that we've had and glean the knowledge, that lies in there. But I really do feel like that is where humanity is going, that we are evolving into this remembrance that we are multidimensional beings, that we've had multiple incarnations, and, sometimes our physical beings that we're incarnating here on planet Earth, it's not even the first physical bodies that we've had. perhaps we've existed in other places in the cosmos with bodies that looked, maybe they looked similar, maybe they looked very different, but that we are really here as deeply conscious, multidimensional beings, helping to evolve the collective consciousness, helping the consciousness of Gaia, of the earth herself, to be in deeper communion and harmony with one another. And through this, I feel like we gain deeper access into our heart and deeper and much clearer ways of being.